Welcome to iOS Insights, the channel for iOS app development using SwiftUI and Swift. In today's tutorial, we will be completing the bar chart screen and functionality to show the bar labels and the totals for each bar, and to retrieve the JSON payload to populate the bar chart data. So that's what we'll be doing in this tutorial. Within your bar chart view, enter the following after line 10. At state object private bar view model equals bar chart view model. So what that line is doing is creating an instance of the bar chart view model to manage the data and logic which is in the actual view model for that bar chart. And the reason for having the view model is just to separate the logic from the actual view which we have in the view model instead of the actual view. Just like encapsulation. On line 14, we need to create a VStack. So just enter VStack. And then on line 17, we can just cut the text and put it on line 15, and then change the name of the text from hello world to orders, and then we style the font for the orders with a system size 30. And then the weight, just make the screen a little bit larger. The weight, dot bold, design, default. Dot foreground color black, and then we will be using a geometry reader, and the purpose of that, it checks the available space. So just enter geometry reader or select it from the drop down. Geometry, I'll just change this and remove the word reader in. So this is a completion handler or closure, and just type in scroll view dot horizontal show indicators is true. So the purpose of having the scroll view as horizontal is so that we can scroll the actual bar chart from left to right. So if the bar chart contains like 50 bars, we can view it on the screen by scrolling from left to right. And then the next thing we need to do is, we need to create a H stack. And the purpose of the H stack is to arrange the bars and the labels. So just type in H stack alignment dot bottom spacing dot 0 spacer. This is the initial spacer, and then just type in let max value is equal to view model products dot map $0 order count dot max. So what that line does, it calculates the maximum order count for scaling. So if the maximum order count was, for example, 1000, it makes sure that that's the highest maximum of the bar. And then the next thing we need to do is loop through the products to create the bars. So we have to use a for each loop for that. Just type in for each view model products sorted by $0 order count is more than $1 order count. Yeah, there's a mistake there. So where it's got sorted by, after the colon, we need to add one of these brackets. We need to add one of these brackets there. And we need to add a closing bracket, which is there. And then we need to add a comma here, ID, product ID, bracket, curly brackets, order in, so let me just compile it just to make sure. It compiles. So what that line does, it loops through the sorted products to create the bars. The next thing we need to do is create a VStack. And this VStack will contain the bars and the labels. And then we create a Z stack. Alignment dot top So this alignment dot top, and then we need to use the rectangle modifier. Just type in rectangle. Dot fill. Fill the color blue. And then let's type in, next thing we need to type in and just checking to see what else we need to type in for that. So that will fill each of the bar charts with a blue color. Dot frame width 30, height, get height, width 30, height, view model, get height, and then we just pass in order dot order count. And then for the max value, we use the maximum value of the orders that we created earlier on line 26. So we just type in max order, max value. And then for the corner radius, we just make the bars have a corner radius of 8 so that the corners are a little bit smooth, it doesn't have an edge. Dot shadow color grey, radius 2 x 0 and y 2. So the next thing we need to do is display the order count on the top of the bar. So each of the orders will be displayed horizontally. So just type in text, order, the order count, and order the order count. This is the key value that is retrieved from the JSON that we done a few days ago. That's the order count, that's the property of the JSON, that's the key, and 2000 is the value. So we get the order count, and then we will just style the order count, dot caption, dot foreground color, dot black, dot alignment guide dot top D in D open bracket bottom. And it should be D, not do. And the offset will be Y -1. This offset for better alignment for the order count label. And then the next thing we need to do is to display the product type labels vertically. So we're going to use a geometry reader again. Inner geometry and in. Give it a spacer so there's a bit of space between the bottom of each of the bars and the labels. Text order dot product type dot font dot caption dot font dot foreground color dot black dot rotation effect degrees dot degrees. So just give it 90 degrees. Dot frame width inner geometry dot size dot height inner geometry dot size dot width dot fixed size dot offset x minus open bracket inner geometry dot size dot height minus inner geometry dot size dot width, and then we divide it by 2. And then next thing we need to do is, I think there's something missed out again. open bracket geometry. There's too many spaces there. Dot offset. Y 20. And then give the labels some more space. So it's centered correctly. And then what we need to do is set the frame height to 100, and this will also set the height for each of the rotated labels for the product type. So each of the product type labels will be 100 pixels in height, and then so what else do we need to do after that? Okay, we have to give it some more spacing on line 67. And then on line 69, just type in dot frame, dot width, geometry, dot size, dot width. So what that does, it just matches the width of the available space using the geometry reader, so there's not too many gaps on the view, so that each space is equally filled as much as possible. And then, oh yeah, it should be size, not sizes, so just take away the S. And then on line 72, we just add a frame with a max height to 300, and the purpose of that is to limit the height of the scroll view and the content of the scroll view. So what we need to do now is to display the total number of orders. For example, the total number of orders is all of this in the JSON file. So 2,000, 4,000, 15,000, 200, 5,000, 1,000, and then 500. All of these totals will be like summed, and then that sum will be shown on the bar chart view as the final total. So let's do that now. So just type in let total orders is equal to view model.products compact map % dollar order count. No, that should be order count. Reduce 0, and then plus. So what that line does, it will just calculate the actual order count values within a loop, because this is similar to a loop, like using a for each or for loop. You calculate it, but it does it in one line using compact map. And now we've got the total of the orders. We want to display it, so create another text, and the label is total orders dot font dot caption dot foreground color dot gray dot padding dot top dot 16. And what that does is that it adds padding above the total orders text. And then the next thing we need to do is add a bit of padding on line 82 dot padding 16. And the purpose of that is to apply padding around the whole VStack content. And then we need to also apply some styling to the background with a shadow effect. So just type in dot background, rectangle or rounded rectangle, corner radius 10, dot fill, color dot white, dot shadow color dot gray dot opacity 0.3, radius 10, x 0, y 2. And then on lines 89, we need to create an overlay, which is a stroke around the view for visual effects. It's not important, just to make it more visually. Dot overlay rounded. I'll just move it in there a bit. Rounded rectangle corner radius 10, dot stroke color gray, opacity 0.5, line width, line width 1, and then we need to set the frame min height dot frame min height 300, so that sets the minimum height for the view. Dot padding dot bottom 116, and what that does, it adds padding at the bottom of the view with a 116 spacing. So now if we try to run it, should work. So let's try to run it now. My Mac is a bit slow, so it takes about 30 seconds most times to load up, to compile and run. Oh, where's the graph? It didn't display it. It's not displaying the data. Let's see if it's getting the right file from the data manager class. Customer orders. Oh, that must be the reason. Within the data manager class on line 22, the file name has customer order, but there should be an S at the end, so it should be customer orders, so that is similar, so that is exactly the same as the customer orders JSON file. Because it couldn't find a JSON file, that's why it didn't load the JSON. So let's try it again and see if it works this time. Yeah, it works. So you can see all the information is populated from the JSON, which is here. So if I put that here, it makes it easier for you to see. Just move it over here. So you can, I'll lift it up a bit. As you can see, 2,000 electronics, 4,000 clothing. So if clothing was £50, it will be updated. So just change it to 50. It's just loading at the moment. So you see £50 for clothes. Here's 50. Clothing £50. So you can see that the bar chart has been uploaded and it's using updated, and it's using populated data from the JSON file. And if you want to see a pie chart example, please submit a comment to let me know. Then I'll create a pie chart example using JSON data as well. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.